Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be talking about the upcoming transit of lunar nodes and how it will create an impact for all the 12 ascendants. Now before we proceed, let me give you a quick timeline for today's video. Number one, we'll talk about some important dates like when this transit will begin, how long it will last, and of course, Nakshatra transit dates for Rahu and Ketu. Number two, we'll focus on what does it mean to have Rahu Ketu in the axis of Taurus and Scorpio, how it will affect our lives, and of course, a brief discussion about the journey of Rahu Ketu through some specific nakshatras. Number three, a very special aspect is going to happen. Transiting Rahu in Taurus is going to aspect the transiting Saturn in Capricorn, and this aspect can act as a challenge and a catalyst to bring some life-changing transformation. Yes, we all are going to experience something very life-changing, so we'll talk about that. Last but not the least, we'll talk about the impact of this transit on all the 12 ascendants. So yes, all of this timeline is pinned in the comment section below. Let's begin. On 23rd September 2020, Rahu will leave the sign of Gemini and it will move into Taurus, whereas Ketu will leave the sign of Sagittarius and it will move into Scorpio. Lunar nodes will stay in this axis till 12th April 2022. In this journey, Rahu will move across last two padas of Mrigashira, entire Rohini, and last three padas of Kritika. Right now it is in Mrigashira Nakshatra. On 26th January 2020, it will enter into Rohini Nakshatra. On 5th October 2021, it will leave Rohini and further it will move into the Kritika Nakshatra. In this entire journey, Ketu will travel through Jyeshtha Nakshatra, Anuradha and last pada of Vishakha Nakshatra. Right now it's in Mola. On 23rd September 2020, it will move into the Jyeshtha Nakshatra. On 1st June 2021, it will move from Jyeshtha to Anuradha Nakshatra. On 8th Feb 2022, it will move from Anuradha to Vishakha Nakshatra. Well, not just the next 18 months, but for next 36 months, that is 3 years, Rahu Ketu will transit from the axis of two planets, that is Mars and Venus. For next 18 months, it will move across the Taurus-Scorpio axis, and then for the next 18 months, it will move across the Aries-Libra axis. So one thing is for sure, that in the next 3 years, we will be chasing our passions. Whatever you feel is very important to you, whether it's your luxury, comforts, a work or a skill, whatever you are passionate about, you will be chasing that in a great way. And of course, this transit will affect our relationships, our partnerships, whether it's your marriage partnership, business partnership or a romantic partnership. There will be a lot of fluctuations, intense emotions, changes with respect to our partnerships. So yes, we have to be careful for the next 3 years. But for now, let's focus on the present transit of Rahu Ketu through the axis of Taurus and Scorpio. With Rahu moving towards Taurus, your desire to grow and achieve more success will go higher. Taurus is represented by a bull, and you might have observed a bull is associated to the stock market, where you invest for a short period of time to attain maximum profits. So in the same way, Rahu in the earth sign Taurus will intensify your desire to outgrow your wealth and finances in a short period of time. This transit of Rahu through Taurus is actually a good period because it will definitely provide material success, comfort and luxuries in your life. But beware, because this period will also bring overindulgence. And for Rahu, overindulgence is the weapon to destruction. So try not to get swayed away from your real direction and purpose. On the other side, Rahu may test your patience with respect to family affairs. Yes, it's in a very beautiful sign, Taurus. It works well over there, but it will affect the human connections because it's a natural malefic. It could be that your family may have a lot of expectations from you, or some kind of a conflict related to finances may happen. So you have to take care of your speech and how you interact with your family members. Overall, Rahu will expand your productivity, which means you will work more and achieve more. And not just wealth, it's time to focus on such things which are very valuable to you, very precious. It could be your hobby, skill, maybe a relationship, anything which is very precious to you. You can invest your time on that. It will give tremendous success, and most importantly, cherish and acknowledge your inner beauty. That is the best part of this transit. Now let's focus the Rahu's journey through the nakshatras. Right now, Rahu is in Mrigashira Nakshatra. This is the time of soul searching. A lot of confusion, movement, and wandering is happening to find out what you should really pursue in life, how you should find your right direction and resources in order to fulfill your goals. Once Rahu transits into Rohini, automatically you will start gathering resources and your productivity will enhance. So, a lot of work, growth, and prosperity is going to happen. Rahu will exponentially expand your desire to achieve nourishment and growth, which would lead to overindulgence, and this may further bring difficulties and you may lose the balance. After this, Rahu will enter into Kritika, and it would be the time to bring in more balance and get rid of all the overindulgence, because Kritika will help to cut and burn the unnecessary ties over indulgence and obsessions which are holding you back. So, Kritika will help in a great way to set you on the right path and get rid of all sorts of obsessions. It would be the time when you will focus on your priorities, and of course, that overgrowth which was happening in the Rohini Nakshatra will now slow down. Rahu going through Kritika may also impact your relationships. It can bring arguments and conflicts as well. On the other side, Ketu in Scorpio, which is a water sign, it's ready to touch your deepest emotions, fears, insecurities, and memories as well. Scorpio is this underworld, and Ketu is all set to make you aware of your own inner underworld, which is keeping you away from achieving and realizing your own potential. The major intention of South Node Ketu is to help you to get rid of all the fears and gear up your defense system. Just like a Scorpio is having this defensive pose, it is always ready to attack. You really need to be more strong and well determined. Ketu co-rules the sign of Scorpio, so it will be best to use this time wisely and do a lot of introspection. Find out what all fears and insecurities are making you withdraw from being your true self, what all memories and insecurities are keeping you away from using your true potential. Just like a snake sheds its skin, South Node is here to transform and regenerate your mind, body, and soul. Further, an intense dedication towards occult, ancient sciences, and dark knowledge is possible. Right now, Ketu is in Mula Nakshatra. I have talked about this in my previous video. Mula is all about the Barhanam Shakti, which means tearing and pulling apart of things. It has already created a lot of destruction, and now it will move into Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Jyeshtha is about Arohan Shakti, and this will help you to reorganize your life and climb higher. You have to ascend higher. But the most important aspect of this nakshatra transit is keep your senses in control. Indriya, your senses. You have to withdraw from all sorts of obsessions and attachments. Then Ketu will transit from the Anuradha Nakshatra. This will be a great time to devote yourself towards the higher power and be more spiritual. But yes, Anuradha may test our patience to devote ourselves towards a relationship or a partnership. There can be challenges in terms of love relationships. Then Ketu will move into Vishakha Nakshatra. That challenge towards our relationships will continue. It will test our patience, and moreover, there will be an intense feeling to find out your true worth and purpose. So, Ketu in Vishakha will be the most intense period because this is the time when you will crave for your true purpose and right direction. The transiting Rahu in Taurus will aspect the transiting Saturn in Capricorn. This aspect can be a little challenging and unsettling for everyone because it will push you to seek freedom from any kind of authority, rules, and regulations. The worst thing which is going to happen is it will affect our discipline, and once our discipline is being affected, it can bring many fluctuations and sudden changes. Not just it will affect our discipline, but it will affect the discipline, rules, and regulations of the world as well. In whatsoever house Saturn is transiting right now, you may invite criticism and challenges with respect to that house, and it may trigger your inner rebel to break all sorts of foundations, and also there will be a desire to take revenge or vengeance. Overall, you will have this feeling to grow higher than those people who are controlling your success and growth. So it's on a little negative side, but this aspect will be very transforming in nature. For Aries ascendant, Rahu will transit from the second house, whereas Ketu will transit from the eighth house of your horoscope. So, the main theme of this transit would be creating balance between family and finding your true self. Rahu in Taurus, second house, will make you work extensively for family. Rahu co rules the 11th house of your chart, and due to its transit from the second house, this may expand the demands and expectations of family, or even you may get the privilege and authority to manage the financial assets of your family. Also, this same placement will enhance your earning capacity, raise in income, and further expansion of savings is possible. This transit would bring comfort and luxuries, but Rahu may give some conflicts or arguments with the family members, or a family member may cause some tensions at the home. Though materially you will prosper, but directly opposite, Ketu in the 8th house may create vacuum and emptiness on a soul level. Despite of having wealth and all the comforts, you may feel unhappy as if there is more to be achieved or your life lacks true meaning. Because Rahu in the second house will expand your hunger for privilege and success, but Ketu in the 8th house will expand your soul's hunger to find true meaning and purpose. Aries ascendant people may feel the maximum intensity of Ketu because it's in the sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio is the natural ruler of this house. Just like a snake sheds its skin, you are all set to shed your old patterns and bad memories. You seek healing, and it will happen for sure in this transit by indulging into occult, alternative healing, yoga, or spirituality. You will learn to be more stronger, and they will be more focused towards your inner self. Food can be a very important aspect of this transit. It can act as a blessing, it can act as a curse. So be very careful while indulging into all that exotic food and treats. Purchasing or hoarding of such items is possible, which are very valuable. Speech and how you communicate with others needs to be moderated, as your words might get misinterpreted. In terms of partnerships, whether it's your business or romantic partnerships, a mystery or a hidden secret may cause confusion. The transiting Rahu from the second house will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 10th house. So, this may give problems due to authority at the workplace, or some sort of challenge with respect to your profession is indicated. The outcome of this challenge will be you will seek freedom. You might move towards doing your own work, or you might start finding more better opportunities. So this aspect will bring a change, which will be a good change for you. For Taurus ascendant, Rahu will transit from the first house, whereas Ketu will transit from the seventh house of horoscope. The major theme of this transit is to create balance and identify between what is self and what is non-self. Rahu is coming back to first house after 18 years, and there is a reason for it, because now you have to direct all of your energies on self. In the last few years, there was a lot of burden. You worked hard for other people, you thought about their expectations and desires, but now it's time to make yourself happy, work towards your own expectations and desires. A complete separation is indicated from such things and such people who constantly drags you down. Therefore, there will be more self-love, grooming, indulgence, luxuries and comforts. On the other hand, you would cut ties from very significant relationships. It's important to cut these ties, otherwise you won't be able to grow. With respect to your income, fame and profession, Rahu will give a massive upliftment because it co-rules the 10th house of your horoscope, and it will also aspect the transiting 10th Lord Saturn in the 9th house. So professionally, if there is a stagnation, you will achieve sudden gain of opportunities and professional success. You might go on a long distance journey due to work or higher learning, which would yield gain. Make sure to chant mantras for protection, because this is your time to grow and bloom. So many jealous and evil eyes will be on you. Something very significant related to children will happen. Family and kids will require more attention. If you are single, Ketu can give stagnation in finding the right person. Also, as it is in the sign of Scorpio, you might attract sudden and short-lived relationships which are karmic in nature. If you are already married or you are in a relationship, Rahu will constantly push you to chase success, and because of this, partner may feel left out or detached, because your entire focus will be on your personal gains. Ketu also denotes beware of such people who may seek opportunities to drag you down. Overall, it would be a life-changing transit, as this will enhance your productivity. But again, same goes for the business partnerships. A lot of care and vigilance is required. All of your efforts will pay good results. Remember that this transit starts from you, so take care of yourself, focus more on enhancing your personality because it's time to show your true potential and magic to the world. It's an excellent time to work on your goals. If you are into a field of creativity, designing, beauty, art, finances, healthcare, children welfare, then a lot of success is coming on your way. For Gemini ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 12th house, whereas Ketu will transit from the 6th house of your horoscope. Rahu in the 12th house, Taurus Rashi, will expand your expenditures, especially with respect to your family and children. 12th house is all about expenditures and extravagance. Here, Rahu will make you spend a lot of money on more comforts, luxuries, and utilities. You will invest upon anything which gives joy because, along with 12th house, Venus rules the 5th house of your horoscope, and Rahu is moving from the arena of Venus. So, a lot of luxury is indicated. Along with the expenditure of finances, there will be expenditure of emotional and mental energy, specifically while raising your children. And even if you don't have children, you will spend a lot of emotional energy towards fulfilling your project, goals, or whatever activity you are passionate about. So you will work a lot in the area of enhancing your skills and pursuing your hobby, maybe as a profession. Rahu transiting from the 12th house can make you sleepless and overactive. Throughout the day and night, your mind will obsess over fulfillment of your goals and gain of finances as well. Since the lunar nodes are transiting from the 6th and the 12th house axis, it's important to take care of your health and daily routine, as you may acquire health issues due to poor habits and even addiction is possible. Rahu will also provide financial gains and recognition from foreign lands because, being the 9th house co-ruler, it will transit from the 12th house. So exploration of the world, adventures, wandering and higher learning is indicated. From the 12th house, the transiting Rahu will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 8th house. This aspect can add troubles in your marriage or business partnership. There can be sudden ups and downs which may test your patience and determination. Also, at the workplace, be careful regarding your company. Ketu, being the co-ruler of the 6th house, will transit from the same house. So definitely health needs care and preventive check. Ketu through this house may create conflicts and issues with people who are working under you at the workplace. Also, this transit may cause withdrawal or detachment from your workplace, especially if you're working in a service sector. You may seek freedom and you will detach yourself from authority. Pending financial loans and litigation issue may cause some problems. Rahu in the 12th house may bring psychic visions and weird dreams as well. It would definitely expand your creative and imaginative power, which in turn will expand your success. But on the same time, a lot of daydreaming can happen, so it's important to be in the grip of reality. Always have this reality check in your life. For Cancer ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 11th house, whereas Ketu will transit from the 5th house of horoscope. The major theme of this transit would be love, friends, and relationships, because Rahu in the 11th house, that too in the sign of Venus, will expand your social circle. There will be meeting of new influential contacts, a new social circle will happen, and this would further bring more opportunities and privilege in your life. It's important to understand, though Rahu is transiting from the 11th house, it doesn't mean that your income will expand in a constant manner. In your horoscope, Rahu co-rules the 8th house of sudden changes and transformations. So there will be sudden gain of finances for sure, but it won't happen in a regular manner. There will be gains followed by the period of stagnation. Rahu will exponentially bring financial gains, but not in a constant way. You might also indulge in purchasing lavish and luxurious things for yourself and for your home as well. Acknowledgement and popularity at the workplace is possible, as you will enjoy a lot of attention from others. Overall, professionally, you will definitely prosper. Also, some kind of transformation with respect to your work is indicated. Learning of new skills is possible because in your horoscope, Mars is ruling over the 5th and the 10th house, and Ketu is transiting from the 5th house. It's co-ruling the sign of Scorpio. So here in the 5th house, Ketu may create emptiness. You may feel that you are not on the right path. Therefore, South Node will help you to look within and introspect, which would lead to discovery of new skills and passion as well. It's highly possible that professionally you will see a major transition and you may follow a work of your own choice. The reason why I said that the major theme of this transit is relationships, because from the 11th house, transiting Rahu will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 7th house, and of course, Ketu will be transiting from the 5th house. So, this is the time when past life karmic debt will play a great role in terms of your marriage and romantic partnerships. Suddenly, you might come across a new romantic encounter which would be quite intense in nature. And if you're already married or you are into a relationship, then there can be sudden changes which may test the depth of the water, which means it will test the strength of your partnership. Whatever situation may happen at this time, it will act as a catalyst to further strengthen the bond of love. Don't take any sudden decision related to marriage. Same goes for the people who are into a business. Take each step carefully. Definitely there would be expansion with respect to your business, but the selection of a business partner needs a lot of care. Ketu in the 5th house will take you on an intense spiritual journey which would lead to self-discovery. For Leo ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 10th house and Ketu will transit from the 4th house of your horoscope. The major theme of this transit is to strive for a balance between home and work. This is your time to come out from all of your insecurities and connect with the masses. It's time to win over this world. Ketu transiting from the 4th house would lead to detachment from your roots, home, and parents as well. A sense of withdrawal, lack of nourishment, and security is possible. Plus, in your horoscope, Moon is the natural ruler of the 12th house. So, Ketu transiting from the 4th house will further intensify the sense of emptiness and withdrawal. Therefore, Ketu in Scorpio wants you to forget about the old patterns and memories which are a little harmful in nature and just focus on regeneration and renewal. You need this right now. It's time to completely transform in terms of emotions and the way you think. This withdrawal from home will make you more focused towards the affairs of 10th house, and it's important to use this time carefully and not let your emotions make you feel stuck at one place. During this time, professionally, you will do extremely well because you will be putting extra efforts and dedication towards your work. All of your inner potential, skills, and talent will be now visible to the world, which would in turn bring more popularity, recognition, and material prosperity. Rahu transiting from your 10th house will further make you more ambitious. The desire to achieve fame, success, and privilege will expand. Irrespective of your professional field, you will attain more authoritative and leadership roles at the workplace. But along with that, this transit could also bring a lot of burden and responsibilities, which can be quite overwhelming, and you may try to escape from your responsibilities. The transiting Rahu will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 6th house, which is a reason for burden and responsibilities. This could also mean that the people at the workplace may act problematic or manipulative in nature. If you are into a 9 to 6 kind of a job, then there would be an intense desire to get rid of all the rules, regulations, and limitations. Health also needs a lot of care and vigilance at this time. Rahu co-rules the 7th house and is going to aspect the 7th Lord Saturn. So, with respect to your marriage partnerships, you have to be very cautious while dealing with your partner, as there is a chance of confusion and conflicts. Take every decision with a lot of care and thinking. Ongoing litigation issues or financial debts may cause troubles. Overall, it's a brilliant period with respect to your professional success, especially if you are into a business or a work related to public sector. For Virgo ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 9th house, whereas Ketu will transit from the 3rd house of your horoscope. Rahu in the 9th house will present with sudden, excellent opportunities which would enhance your financial status, and the world will value your knowledge and wisdom. Venus not just rules the 9th house, but it also rules the 2nd house. So definitely there will be more expansion with respect to your luxury, wealth, and comforts. North Node co-rules the 6th house, and it is transiting from the 9th house. So during this time, you would be ready to face a lot of risks and challenges in order to achieve your goals. Because Rahu in the 9th house will expand your desires to make it big in this world. You will be seeking more importance, respect, and validation. Also, suddenly people around you may get jealous due to your achievements. Gain or some kind of help through your maternal uncle or maternal relatives is possible. During this period, you will definitely look forward to expand your knowledge. You might join a new course or a degree which would help you professionally. With transiting Rahu in the 9th house and its aspect on the transiting Saturn in the 5th house, advancement or modification of skills will happen for sure. This aspect also indicates two things. Number one, take every decision patiently and carefully. Do not be in any kind of hurry, as it may cause loss of finances and even loss of your reputation as well. Secondly, children will demand a lot of attention and care. If you are pursuing your hobby as a profession, then you will attain maximum success. Traveling to far distant places or foreign lands would bring instant success and gains. You will be intensely drawn towards spirituality, and you may try to gain more knowledge about different cultures and belief systems of this world. Dispute with father or a father-like figure is possible. A celebration or a religious event may happen in the family. Rahu may create differences or conflicts between you and your family members. Ketu in the third house is again causing some kind of detachment from siblings, relatives, and close family bondings. Ketu, being the co-ruler of the third house, is transiting from the same house. Here, it is ready to give you renewal and transformation in terms of courage. Being 12th from the fourth house, it may cause unhappiness and emptiness in life. Therefore, the south node wants you to transform your strength and determination, because this would help you to be more self-reliant. It's very important to focus on how you communicate with other people. Do not blindly believe on what you hear, and also do not withdraw from expressing yourself, as this may create misunderstanding. If your present plans are not giving desired results, it's time to reorganize and start with new changes. That's what Ketu wants to bring in your life in this transit. For Libra ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 8th house, whereas Ketu will transit from the 2nd house of horoscope. Rahu transiting from the 8th house will blow up your secret traits and potential. Your true personality will be revealed to this world, because Venus not just rules the 8th house, but it also rules the 1st house of your horoscope. Therefore, a massive transformation with respect to your identity and personality is indicated. Rahu is all set to start with a new cycle, because it co-rules the 5th house of skills, intelligence, and Purva Punya. It's important to take each and every decision very carefully. Sudden decisions related to relationships, finances, and even your assets should be completely avoided. Rahu would also bring some kind of a modification or upgrading of your skills, which will bring more financial prosperity. It may also activate some past life repressed memories or intense emotions, which would become a reason for change. And it's not necessary that Rahu will activate your past life memories. It could be some difficult memories of this lifetime, which may push you to go for a change. It's very important not to let the past memories stagnate your present and future. Working towards a healthy mind and healing is a must for this transit. It's a brilliant time to indulge into spirituality, yoga, and alternative healing. Rahu being in the 8th house would bring sudden changes which would transform your strength and identity. Sudden gain of finances, opportunities, and privilege is indicated. But yes, take care of your expenditures, avoid overindulgence. You will further explore secret knowledge and occult sciences as well, breaking taboos and going beyond what is conventional for this society is the theme of this transit. At this time, your desire to achieve more will go higher, and this desire will let you break all the rules and regulations. Rahu may delay or block inheritance or purchase of a property for some period of time, because from 8th house it will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 4th house. Also, it may make the environment of home challenging, as you will have many responsibilities over your shoulder. Plus, this aspect would cause emotional burden and insecurity. Ketu in the 2nd house point towards a major change or a new start for you and your family as well. As Mars rules the both 2nd and the 7th house, this transit of Ketu through the sign of Scorpio may cause some conflicts and withdrawal from family and the marriage partnership as well. Or it simply means you would disconnect from the family to discover your own identity, because just opposite in the 8th house you have Rahu, and this means that you will focus more on yourself. For Scorpio ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 7th house, whereas Ketu will transit from the 1st house of your horoscope. With Rahu in Taurus and Venus ruling over the 7th and the 12th house, gain through the foreign lands is promised. Rahu here will not only enhance your finances, comforts, and luxuries, but also you will shine in the public eye. Gain through marriage and business partnerships is possible. The partner will help in enhancing your personality and reputation. Rahu being the co-ruler of the 4th house, transiting 4 places away from itself in the 7th house, will take you away from your home or your birthplace, leading to more prosperity and life-changing opportunities. Also, there could be a gain of property or a land in the future. If you are single and looking for a suitable partnership, then Rahu can bring sudden opportunities for marriage. There could be multiple romantic encounters, and yes, completely avoid sudden decisions related to marriage. Of course, it's Rahu, and sudden decisions may cost you a lot. As it is transiting from the 7th house, it will just expand your desire to find a suitable partner. There will be this urgent need to find a suitable person with whom you can share the bond of love, and we know that Rahu is the master of illusion. So yes, every decision should be taken with a lot of care and patience. If you are into a self-work or a business, Rahu will increase your productivity and innovative skills. The aspect of transiting Rahu on the transiting Saturn in the 3rd house will push you to seek freedom. Extra efforts would be required to fulfill your goals. Suddenly, you may feel that you cannot work under any authority, rules, and regulations. Meeting new people and expansion of your social circle is indicated. Despite of all the privilege and gain of luxuries, Ketu transiting from the 1st house may bring a deep sense of dissatisfaction and unhappiness from your achievements, because South Node wants you to look within. Just like a phoenix which rises from its ashes, Ketu is all set to bring transformation equivalent to a rebirth. All of the circumstances and situations which you might face at this time will be quite overwhelming and can act as a catalyst for change. Whatever will happen around you may hit your emotions in a very intense way. Others might think that you are worrying about a very small and petty issues. You are overly emotional. But seriously, South Node in Scorpio 1st house, you will get sensitive in a great way. So this is the time to make changes. Not just the way you look, but Ketu is all set to transform your identity. Throughout this transit, you will be guided by your intuitions, as South Node transiting from the 1st house will sharpen your intuition and insight. You might entirely pick up a new style and a new look at this time. Healing and preparing for a new cycle is indicated. For Sagittarius ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 6th house, Ketu will transit from the 12th house of your horoscope. Venus rules the 6th and the 11th house, so Rahu being transiting from the 6th house, it will push you to take risk and face challenges in order to accomplish your goals. Definitely, Rahu here in Taurus 6th house will give success in competitive environment. Despite of all the opposition, you will win over your enemies. Great care with respect to your health and daily routine is required, because Rahu will cause overindulgence, whether it's food, medicine, alcohol, or it's your work. Excess of anything is going to cause health issues. This transit may cause anxiety because you may overthink about unnecessary issues, not just important issues, but such issues which are not holding any kind of a value. So, this constant worry about your success and achievements may lead to anxiety. Also, Ketu in the 12th house may cause detachment from your own self, which means you may doubt your own ideas, visions, and thoughts. All of this is happening because Ketu wants you to transform your strategies and mindset as it is required for your future successful journey. On a material and financial level, Rahu's transit from the 6th house will benefit you. Finances will grow at a good rate. Along with that, reputation at the workplace will enhance, especially if you are working in a social sector where you have to provide services to the people, you are serving the weak or unprivileged people, you will get more reputation and authoritative roles. It's not a good placement with respect to your maternal family, relatives, and even siblings, as Rahu may create some conflicts. At this time, your desire to attain privilege and respect will intensify, and whomsoever fails to do that for you will be out of your list. From the 6th house, transiting Rahu will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 2nd house, so it's a crucial time to carefully save your money. Also, unexpected expenditures related to family may happen, and again it shows a conflict with the family members. Rahu, being the co-ruler of the 3rd house, transiting from the 6th house, will demand extra efforts to fulfill your goals. Ketu in the 12th house in its own sign Scorpio will further take you to an intense spiritual journey. Yes, you may encounter a lot of weird dreams. It's time to get out of your preconceived ideas as they won't take you anywhere. Dreams and visions will be a way through which you would get a lot of guidance. So, not just the weird stuff, but a lot of guidance is coming in your way. You might even try to isolate yourself from the world because this will give you a lot of peace and happiness. Ketu wants you to completely focus on your inner self, meditate, and find a great emotional balance in this transit. For Capricorn ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 5th house, whereas Ketu will transit from the 11th house. This transit would beautifully enhance your professional journey because Venus is your yoga karaka. It's ruling over the 5th and the 10th house. So definitely there is more advancement, expansion, and recognition with respect to your career. Rahu transiting through the 5th house will either make you enhance your skills or you might use your creative skills and hobby as a profession. Fame and gain through your hobby is promised. 5th house is also the house of joy and celebration. So here Rahu will give a reason to celebrate as it is the co-ruler of the 2nd house transiting from the 5th house. A celebration related to family might happen, or simply it means you will enjoy your success. You will enjoy the fruits of your intelligence and creative skills. There's joy, celebration, and optimism promised because the whole world will appreciate your work. You will get this sudden attention and privilege. Your creativity or a creative project of yours will get outstanding success. Birth of child or something very significant related to your children may happen. Suddenly, children will demand a lot of attention. This transit of Rahu through the 5th house would also add a lot of excitement and romance in your life. You may come across a romantic partnership. This partnership may leave a huge impact on your identity, mind, and soul. Because from the fifth house, transiting Rahu will aspect the transiting Saturn in the first house. Definitely, whatsoever romantic encounter you will come across in this transit will leave an important lesson for you, and it will really change your personality. Also, this thing will push you to make some serious changes regarding your looks, dressing, and even the way you think. People working in the field of creativity, teaching, politics, sports, and entertainment will gain a lot. Despite of all the success, joy, and privilege, a sense of dissatisfaction may persist, and it's all because of transiting Ketu in the 11th house. You may not get happy with all that money, luxuries, and valuable things coming towards you, as you will have a deep desire to seek something strong. And what will be that? You seek strong human connections, strong social contacts. So, social contacts and friends may hurt you at this time, because either they may not fully support you, or your ideology may not match with them. So, Ketu is bringing some kind of a renewal and a new cycle in terms of friendships, breaking off older friendships, older bonds, and making new friendships is indicated. All that loneliness which is given by Ketu in the 11th house will further expand the desires of 5th house Rahu to find a romantic mate. For Aquarius ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 4th house and Ketu will transit from the 10th house of your horoscope. The major theme of this transit is to strive for a balance between home and professional life. Rahu in the 4th house will try to bring all of your attention towards home, mother, emotions, house, luxuries, and happiness. This transit can take you away from your home to foreign lands, and even it may bring you back to your home from the foreign lands. So, a lot depends upon your individual horoscope and dasha as well. But one thing is for sure, that you have to really focus on your home affairs, as your home may keep you on the edge. You may spend lavishly in decorating and furnishing your house, because you will seek beauty all around you. So, a makeover with respect to your home is possible. This may also indicate purchasing of a new home or a swanky car or some kind of a luxury for your house. In terms of financial gains, this transit would be excellent, and your desire to gain more luxuries will definitely expand, but the desire to attain emotional security will also intensify. Therefore, on emotional and mental level, you may stay a little overwhelmed, because you may demand a lot of attention and care from other people. The transiting Rahu from the 4th house will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 12th house, which again means this period could be unsettling with respect to your emotions, deepest desires, and subconscious mind. Rahu will make you work intensively to gain all of those deep desires which are very valuable to you, and they are deeply embedded in your mind from a long period of time. This aspect on Saturn can be quite challenging, as you may act quite hard on yourself. Ketu will transit from the 10th house of profession, which may lead to stagnation at work. Most probably, this work stagnation won't be physical in nature, it will be more of emotional and mental in nature. Ketu will transit from the 10th house of your profession, and it may lead to a temporary stagnation. It doesn't mean that it will be stagnating your finances and success. It can give you brilliant success over there. Most probably, this work stagnation is more on emotional and mental level, as Ketu in the sign of Scorpio indicates you might not show a great passion and dedication towards your present work area. It could be that you haven't achieved a success based on your desire and expectations, or maybe you are seeking a change or renewal with respect to your work. So, at this time, you will work hard to find out your true call, what you really like to do, and if you are not getting the desired results from your current workplace, you may withdraw from that working area and may try to indulge into a new work or a new field. Definitely, Ketu here is going to bring a new cycle in terms of profession. Do check out where your natal Mars is placed, and also if Ketu is transiting over a natal planet in the 10th house. All of this will help you to understand your career changes. A desire to attain freedom and space at your workplace may happen, plus, you might travel to a spiritual place. For Pisces ascendant, Rahu will transit from the 3rd house, whereas Ketu will transit from the 9th house of your horoscope. With Rahu in the 3rd house, your energy, strength, and determination will be at its fullest. Rahu, being the 12th house co-ruler, transiting from the 3rd house, would help you to release and express your inner ideas, imagination, and potential, because it rules over the house of subconscious imagination, deepest emotions, and desires. So, here in the 3rd house, it will enable you to bring a revolution. The whole world will be in a shock by your abilities and success. You are going to initiate a new change and a transformation at your workplace. All of your inner ideas and imagination, which belongs to the 12th house, will now be expressed by the 3rd house. It could be through communication, writing, publication, travel, or manual skills. There will be enhancement of your enterprising ability and sense of freedom. Therefore, all of this is going to add a lot of success, upliftment, and even manifestation of your dreams. Your finances will enhance. But since Rahu is in Taurus, there would be a sense of dissatisfaction, like whatever efforts you are putting into your work are not giving desired results. Planet Venus not just rules the 3rd house, but it also rules the 8th house of your horoscope. So Rahu can create repetition of efforts. How it will do that? It will bring sudden ups and downs, which will push you to repeat your efforts, or extra dedication will be required in order to achieve success, especially with respect to your partnership, whether it's a marriage or a business partnership. Over there, you have to really work hard. Ketu transiting over the 9th house may give a sudden desire to experience and explore the different cultures and belief systems of the world, as it will help your soul to grow and rejuvenate. South Node will inspire you to reject and get over with the ritualistic and traditional approach towards spirituality. Ketu may cause withdrawal from the higher beliefs and principles of the world, which will set Rahu in its true energy. Further, you will work according to your own ideas, principles, and imagination. So, this is the time when you will create your own rules and regulations. As Ketu co-rules the 9th house and it's placed in the same house, it's an excellent transit to work on your inner self, reassess your values, faith, and principles. Professionally and financially, it will be a prosperous period. Some issues with siblings, co-bonds, or neighbors is indicated. Rahu will aspect the transiting Saturn in the 11th house. So it will help in expanding your gains and incomes. But problems from authority or colleagues at the workplace is possible. Also, you might receive criticism, unhappiness, or some kind of a betrayal through friends. So guys, that's all for today's video. If you really find this video useful and knowledgeable, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos on Vedic astrology. Till then, take care. Goodbye.